Anthropic just released a new way to fix your AI slop. So in this video, I'm going to show you guys how you can do it and stop models like Opus 5 from giving you slop and actually doing the work for you. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So to get started, if you guys have been using AI models like Opus 5 today, you realize it's starting to get extremely frustrating today in the way it converses with you, right? And if you guys have been facing AI every single day just like me, here are some examples that might actually be quite familiar to you guys. The very first thing is too much jargon. You realize that today when you're speaking to AI, the AI starts talking to you in all these different languages that you do not really understand, and it just creates a whole bunch of confusion without you actually getting the job done at all. And the second problem, if you guys have been using Opus 5 a lot, is that it likes to question every single one of your choices. In every single question, it's not going to be useful if, let's say, you ask a question like add login form to the page, and it tells you two caveats about why this is an issue, when all you want to do is just a specific task. Now that's not going to be very useful if you are building different things. If you're using AI like myself for your own business or scale your own content, you can't have AI telling you two caveats, three caveats, or some issues every single time, even when there's no problem at all, right? That's going to make you question your own choices. And the third thing is it speaks way too long today as well. If you guys are familiar with Claude Opus 5, one of the issues is that it speaks way too long. All it does is to ramble on and on and on. So much text that's just going to be very confusing and very hard for you to read. And if all these three things keeps happening consistently, it's going to make AI very, very difficult for us to use on a daily basis. So luckily for you guys, today we have three different methods to solve. And the very first one is the solution given by the Anthropic team themselves, which is to change the output format. And so this is introduced by one of the team members of Claude, which introduced this new solution, which is to change our output style, okay? And to do so, it's pretty simple. For example, the one that she's given over here, let's take a look, is the explain like I'm 5 output. And what she's done here is she gave an instruction to make AI explain like she's 5. She starts off by saying, it's been a long day and my brain is fried, so talk to me like I'm 5. Right? Small words, short sentences, short paragraphs, and if you have to use a big word, explain it right after. Right? Only return what's actually necessary. Just tell me what you did. Did it work? What do I do now? And she limits to 2 option max if she needs some recommendation, and asking the AI to keep the path and command exact, right? No brain cells left for the rest. Right, so this is a fantastic way because what this does is that it actually places a layer on top of the AI behind the scenes. Every time Claude Opus 5 talks to you now, it's going to go through this output instruction and it's going to reply you with this same exact format, right? And this is going to help us out very much in making sure that AI doesn't talk to us, all that crazy jargon and so on. So I'm going to show you guys how easy it is to set this up so you guys can set this out for yourself as well. All right, let's go into your own Claude interface right now. I've saved the exact prompt that she used for this specific output, okay? You can see over here, this is just a markdown file. We're just going to copy this, and this is what I'm going to tell AI. So I'm going to ask it to set the output style to the one below. I write the exact name of the output style. I have the whole description, the one that she wrote, right? Talk to me like I'm 5, and so on. So I'm just going to copy this exact full instruction, okay? And I'm just going to open up a new Claude session, all right? So what I'm doing here is just to spin up 2 different instances of Claude code. You guys can do the exact same thing on your own Claude interface inside Claude or under VS Code or anything else as well, all right? If you guys want to open Claude in my own agent workbench as well, you guys can check it out, link in the description below. So I've opened 2 Claude sessions here, and I'm going to paste in the instructions into one of them first. So I'm going to paste it here, okay? And you can see this is the full prompt, right? Set my output style to the one below, save it inside the global output style folder. I give it a name, right? The exact instructions to talk to me like I'm 5. And just like that, I'm going to press enter. And now it's going to update the output style for us. Okay, so it's added in for me because I've already added the output style once before. So it's already inside my Claude folder. But for you guys, if this is your first time, it's going to add in a file that looks like this inside your folder, okay? So here we have the file, right? If you take a look at a markdown design, it's going to have the name, okay, the description, and it's going to have the instructions here, right? If I open this in Finder, you can see this is inside the Claude folder, okay? We have this .claude folder, which is a folder that stores all of your Claude information inside your local computer. And then you have all the different output styles, right? And all these output styles are just a markdown file, right? Just like what we have written with the instructions, okay? So that's it. We have the explain like I'm 5 output style here. And then from here, you guys can add in other styles, edit it, and change it up by adding in the output style manually into the folder, or you can just talk to Claude and get it to do for you just like what we did. Now that we have this, we can test this out right away. Okay, so it's pretty simple. If this is your first time starting this out, you want to refresh your Claude session and start a new one. So I'm just going to start 2 new ones, okay? And here I have 2 Claude code sessions. So the next thing I'm going to do is to type /config. Okay, this allows me to open up the settings tab and it allows me to change the different outputs for my sessions. So I'm going to search for output, and here I have output style. Click into this, and it will showcase all of the different output styles that we have. We have the proactive one. All of these are the different default settings that Claude have. But we also have this new one, which is explain like I'm 5, or the one that we have just created. So I'm going to select this one. Okay, click enter. Okay, once I have this, I'm going to click escape, and here I have this new output style being set for us. From here now, every single one of the sessions will reply differently to you. Okay, so let's try this out, right? On the right hand side, I have Claude set to default, and on the left hand side, I have the explain like I'm 5 settings. Okay, and this is pointing at my folder. This is a folder of my operating system with all different business information. Okay, let's ask it a similar question. I'm going to ask both of them the same exact question, which is to tell me about this AI operating system. Okay, and let's see what kind of results we will get from each of them. Okay, so let's take a look at each of them. On the left hand side, for the one that's explained like I'm 5, you can see it explained to me like I'm 5, right? It says that this operating system is like a big workshop. Pretty good explanation, right? It explains to me without any jargons. So it used the analogy that I have a workshop building, right? It's called dainami OS. It used a front door rule to explain what this means, right? I walk in through the front door and the tools come out when I shop in the front. And I have the toolboxes, the rooms, which are all the different OSs that I have, the website room, the YouTube room, and the receipts that follow each and every one of them. Okay. Pretty cool. And let's take a look at the other side, which is the default option. And here we have a more complex explanation where it actually explains it with a lot more references to the folders and the files. This is more of a detailed explanation with all of these different folder links, which is not something truly simple to a user who may not understand what actually all of this means. And yeah, it's definitely way more complicated if you take a look at this. And then here we have it, our best friend, the 2 things worth noting, the 2 caveats, right? I didn't ask for a caveat. I didn't ask for AI to tell me what's good and what's not. I just ask it what this operating system is about. Why is it telling me 2 things worth knowing, right? And all these different caveats out here. So you can see how much of a change it really makes with one simple output, and this really saves me a lot of time. So hopefully it saves you guys a lot of these different troubles as well. But for this example, this is just one output style out of many different output styles that you guys can actually do for yourself. Depending on what you like, you can actually customize your own output style as well. And the way to add that in, once again, is super simple. You can either ask AI to create the output style for you, right? Just like what we have done earlier, you can say, hey, I want to change my output style, set it inside a global output style, and these are some ideas that I have, right? You can give it some instructions like this. Or you guys can also save it manually by saving your own output style under the Claude folder itself, okay, under output styles. To give you guys a couple of examples, I've also created 2 more output styles. The second one is I want AI to not give me any slop, and you can see over here I changed the instructions. Just in simple language, I say no suggestions, no next step, no you might also want to, no caveats, keep paths, command, and file name exact. Okay, so this specific output style might be a little bit different from explain like I'm 5 because it's definitely going to be a little bit more technical, but it's just going to remove the caveats that I do not really like for every single conversation. Or let's say I want to have a summary. I've created a 2-sentence summary output style as well, telling the AI to answer in 2 sentences, never more, right? And the first sentence is the answer, right? Second sentence is the thing I want to know about, right? This can be useful, and I can turn this on whenever I want to have, let's say, a summary of a question that I asked, and I don't want it to be way too long, okay? So these are just some examples that you can try. You can try all of the different output styles that I have as well, and then you can see what works for you and how you can actually play around with this. Okay, and beside output styles, the second thing I think could really help us with AI slop is to add in skills. What output style ensures that Claude replies to us in a specific manner every single time. The problem about that is that in different situations, we might want different types of reply. For example, if we're going through a more complex question whereby we are asking more technical stuff, we want AI to help us with a technical code flow, right? We don't want it to explain like I'm 5, right? We want to understand the little details inside of it. But sometimes we're doing simple stuff, we might want it to explain like I'm 5 in a different manner. And if you don't want to always change the output style behind the scenes, and you want to be able to have different replies as and when you want, you can actually transform these different output styles into something called a skill. If we're using a skill instead of an output style, right, the difference is that we have to type /skill to use the specific skill to get the output. Whereas if you're using the output style, it will automatically change every single output style within every single Claude conversation. Okay, so I find skill to be very useful if you want to be able to select when we want to use the different output. So let's go through an example to show you guys how you can actually do this for yourself as well. Let's use the same example of the explain like I'm 5. Okay, so instead of changing it to an output style, I'm going to tell AI to create a skill for me, and I'm going to type in the exact same prompt over here. Okay, So we have the prompt, which is to explain like I'm 5, but this time we're going to put it inside a skill instead of an output style. Okay, we're going to copy this and I'm going to go back into my Claude session and I'm going to start a new session with Claude. All right. And close this. Okay, here we have a new session with Claude. I'm just going to paste this in. And here we can see, create a skill for me. It's going to save it inside my local file. All right, it's going to save it into the local Claude skill file. And let's click enter. Okay, so it has saved the new skill inside our folder. Let's open this up. And if I open this in the Finder, you can see this is inside the skills folder right under our computer. So all the different Claude sessions could use this skill. You can save it inside your own project as well. The folder is just once again a markdown file. So it has a name, it has a description, and it has the exact task, which is to explain like I'm 5. Okay, here I have 2 new Claude sessions and let's check the output configuration. Okay, for both of them, the output style is default, right? So no difference in the output style. We're going to test out the same exact question. I'm going to type / and I have this new skill ELI5, the one that I've set. And let's ask it a technical question like, what is an MCP? And we have the same one over here, right? Without the skill. Let's click enter, click enter. All right, and on the left-hand side, we have explanation explaining like we're 5, right? It used the idea of a kitchen, right, to explain what an MCP is, whereby the MCP is like a power socket on the wall, right, which allows us to connect to different tools, and it also uses some of the different MCP examples that we have. Pretty simple explanation because the explain like I'm 5 filter has been used for this specific question. And on the right hand side, oh, this is a lot of text, right? It's a not bad explanation, but this is definitely way more complex than the one we have on the left hand side. We have points like this, localhost. If you guys are non-technical, this is going to be a little bit confusing with all of these different jargons as well. And you can see the difference it really makes just by applying the exact skill. Okay, so this is the exact same thing as what we have done from the output earlier. The only difference is every time I want it to converse with us in this specific manner, I would have to type in /ELI5 to explain like I'm 5 every single time. So it's a very specific use case instead of having it applied to every single one of the conversations. Okay, so once again, another way that you guys can use this to improve your conversation with your AI models, right? And the great thing about skills like this is that you can not only use this to change the output of your models, but you could also apply skills like humanizer or any other skills out there to improve the content output from AI as well, right? Not just the conversations that it has with you, but also the output that it creates, maybe for your content or for your own business itself. Okay, so that's the second thing that you guys can do, adding skills. Right, so up to this point, if you guys actually applied these 2 different methods, firstly to change the output format or adding your skills, it's going to help you guys out a lot in the way AI converse with you. It definitely cuts down a lot of the headache when I'm talking to AI all day. But there's one last thing that I also think you guys can always do when it comes to using different models for your work, is to make your work model proof. Okay, so this is something that I do for myself. This is something I learned over the past 3 years of using different AI tools, changing from one to another, is that AI is constantly moving and you want to make sure that your work is truly model proof, such that whenever a new model comes in, you can actually use it to do the same exact task for you, if not making it better. Right, at the end of the day, you want to think of all of these different models like Opus 5, Grok, Gemini, ChatGPT. All of them are just like really smart workers that could help you do your job. But despite that, just like a stable and strong business, you should be able to change the workers every single time while making sure that the same jobs still get done or even better, right? And the way to do this is to focus on the things that truly matters, which are the context of your job, right? The things like skills, the agent, right? All the different output styles, the prompts, and whatever we have done are things that we can control on our end to make sure the output sounds as close as possible to what we actually want. For example, if you're creating content, all of the different values are inside the content that we build. AI is just there to, let's say, use our brand kit, our brand ideas to create this different content for us, right? If a new model comes in, it should be able to use the same content, the same brand kit to create content for you as well, okay? And that's how you can actually make your model system proof. If you take a look at my business over here, these are all the different business files that I have over here. This one runs my web page. I have all my content created inside this specific folder for LinkedIn, emails, and so much more. Let's say I don't want to use Claude anymore for my work, right? I'm not really limited. I can close off the Claude sessions and I can always start a new session with something else. I can try something like Grok. And Grok can actually understand my business the same exact way because all my instructions and everything are set inside the folders. So Grok could run it for me. I could change it to something else like ChatGPT and it will run exactly the same. And that's because I focus on the things that matters, which are everything that we can build around the models themselves. So something that you guys can think about and take away as well whenever you're building a work is that the value is still in your work itself, right? And AI is just here to help you enhance that specific job and help you carry out that specific task itself. If you guys want to understand how I build my own AI operating system, you can check out my other video. I have a full guide on that. And if you guys want to learn more, you can join the waitlist for my community, link in the description below. If you like videos like this, do give it a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.